Welcome to the public domain. Pokersesh, public domain version. With your host, Limon Poker. Bringing you the best in public domain intro music. Pokersesh will cut no corners. Does anyone want to get this party started? Reminds me of my wedding. Actually, it doesn't. I got married in a public beach in Hawaii by some sort of shaman lady. The only music that day was my pan flute solo, which I would play for you, but I can't because I would probably get sued by Metallica. It's not in the public domain. Apparently you can't just play Call of Cthulhu on the pan flute at your own wedding and then put it online and get away with it. Yes, anybody who wants to call in, feel free to call in. We'll get this show started here. The chat already wants to call in. Everybody's very fired up. I'll get my drink ready. We'll take some calls. We'll have a good time. Totally legal. Everything's in the public domain. I cannot get my show thrown off YouTube again. For heaven forbid, playing a song that's free on YouTube. Jesus fucking Christ. Makes no sense. Fuck it. I like public domain music better. You hear that? Do you hear that, Sepultura? I like public domain music better. You hear that, Rolling Stones? All right, there we go. Okay, people are saying they want to call in. If you want to call in, go ahead and call in. Let's see what we got here. We've got Kevin G in the chat. Joey Bondo. This is the part of the show everyone loves where I can't read the chat. Joey Bundo. My laptop is literally this big. Yeah, so yeah, phone line's open. 516-259-9515. Let's get our drink going here. Country Club pour, as always. Tonight we're going to try a... what do we got here tonight? Tonight we're going to try... Justin Reserve Malbec Paso Robles. Not too expensive. Maybe $50 a bottle. Definitely worth the 50. Very, very good wine. Um, so let's get our country club pour going here. Hey, gotta do a nice country club pour. Ooh, yeah. I feel like I'm right at the 19th hole. There we go. Now that we have the country club pour, we can officially start the show. Malbec is the steak wine of Argentina. Steak wine of Uruguay is Tanat. And the steak wine of America is, of course, Cabernet Sauvignon. For those keeping score at home. All right, let's see here. Why did the fucking guy say, "Can I call now?" and then didn't call? Kevin G. Yes, you can call now. The phone lines are open. 516-259-9515. Live on YouTube and Twitch. Like always, if you're watching on Twitch, I cannot read the chat. So if you're watching on Twitch, just call in. Just call in. It's so much easier to just call in than to have me respond to you in chat. But I mean, if you're really shy or whatever, then go to YouTube and type on the YouTube chat. Off air, yes. People are making wedding jokes. Now, last week, during the show, I said that I was going to give away the secret information to poker room managers this week. So I said I was going to do it, so I'm going to do it. Now, of course, if anybody calls in and they got something they want to talk about, we can talk about whatever anybody wants to talk about. Anything under the sun. Gambling, investing, whatever. Gambling on anything. But until then, I did say that I was going to do this, and so then I sort of have to do it. I was going to tell card room operators how to make poker better, okay? I was going to give them a secret, so I'm going to do it, because I promise. And this is information that you'd have to pay like literally hundreds of thousands of dollars from some consulting firm, and they would still get it dead fucking wrong, and I'm just going to give it away for free. So here's how it works, and this is going to be this isn't just about promos or something. I'm going to go through the whole fucking thing. I'm going to tell the whole fucking thing. So here's the thing. The reason why poker rooms suck in general is because their promos are bad. And the reason why their promos are bad is because they promote the wrong behavior. It's not because they're not advertising to women. It's not because they're advertising to minorities. It's not because the winner of the World Series of Poker is boring or lame. It's not even because there's a bunch of Euro dorks there and fucking Asperger misregs, shitregs, annoying everybody. All of that is not the reason. The reason is because the casinos promote the wrong thing. Now, I ran poker games for 14 years, private and public. So I know what you're supposed to promote to have a good poker game and have people want to show up and to have the room be action. Okay? So let's get into this. Most poker room promotions are done by either dumb people who run casinos, and most people who run casinos are very dumb, or by people who are fooled by the allure of the professional poker player. So, like winning poker players will try to come up with promotions, and of course, the promotions that they come up with only benefit them. Or people who wish they were professional poker players will come up with promotions that are good for professional poker players. So most promotions work like this. The casino says, we want more rake. And what causes more rake? People playing more hours. So we should just promote people to play more hours, right? Seems like a no-brainer. And the reason why it's a no-brainer is because it doesn't require any fucking brain. It's monkey thought. Because what you end up promoting when you do that is you end up promoting people who play more hours. And the people who play more hours are generally people who are either bad for the room or sort of don't matter to the room. There are people who are actively bad for the room or people who don't matter to the room. The people who are good for the room aren't people who are going to come in and grind tons and tons and tons of hours. They have jobs. They have other shit to do. They have lives. And then they come in and blow off some money when they have money, and they play as long until that money runs out, basically. So when you do a promotion for people to just sit and grind and grind and grind and grind, you're actively stealing money from the rake of the players that you want and giving that money to the people that you don't want, okay? You're stealing the rake from the players that you want in the casino, the bad players, the players that make the whole fucking world go round, and then you're giving that money to the players you don't really want in the casino, which is 3 categories of people. Not that you don't necessarily want or that don't matter. There's people that you actively do not want. These are professional poker players who bring nothing to the table. These are parasites. Euro grinders, Asperger pros. They're complete parasites. They live off of the fish in the casino, but they do nothing to promote more fish come to the casino or fish having a good time. Those players you actively do not want. And those players will put in massive, massive hours for promotions. The reason why they'll put in massive hours is because they aren't paying rake. Someone else is paying their rake for them. The losing players pay the rake of the winning players. The winning players aren't paying rake. They're parasites on the entire system. The casinos think that they play a lot of hours, so they're paying rake, but they aren't. They are stealing the rake from the losing players and causing the losing players to have to play less and less and less hours and slowly bleeding the player pool down to nothing, okay? Because these shit rags and Euro, they have no fucking allegiance to the casino. The second the games aren't good, they're gone. The second the game doesn't run, they're gone. They'll go anywhere. They have no allegiance. But they drain money from the people who do have allegiance to the casino. The fish that live in that neighborhood. Because fish choose their casino very easily. The way a fish chooses a casino is, what's the closest one to my house? That's the way a fish chooses a casino. Okay. So those people are parasites on the system. Then there's another type of player. Just like the old man coffee grinder. The old man coffee grinder is actually sort of nice, sort of pleasant to be around, but also doesn't really pay rake because they're just like a break-even Uber knit, you know. They aren't actively parasites, but they're pretty close to parasites. The only good thing about there's 2 types of old man coffee grinders. One of them is very good for the casino and one's very bad. An old man coffee grinder who does not table change, never puts themselves on the table change list, just sits in the first open seat they find and starts playing is very, very, very good for the casino. That person is very good for the casino because that person is like an unpaid prop. The old man coffee that table jumps constantly, the like knit grinder, the knit guy, retired guy, or just whatever, homeless, the knit guy who table changes constantly, even though they're not a winning player, they're very, very bad for the casino, the break-even types. Because the guys who table change constantly aren't really working as a unpaid prop for the casino. They won't start short games for you, and they won't go to bad games for you, they won't sit in bad games for you. Even though they're too dumb to really know what a good game is and what a bad game is, they're just smart enough to know which fish to chase around a casino. Those guys are also parasites on the system. But the old man coffee who will just take a seat and play, even though he only plays like, you know, less than one hand in orbit or whatever, that guy is actually good for the casino. He's an unpaid proposition player. Then there's a third type of player, a winning player who's actually good for the casino. And the winning player who's actually good for the casino is a guy who makes games. So like there are winning players who fish want to play with, who fish flock to, because they give the illusion of fun. And sometimes it's not even illusion. Sometimes it's actual fun. So these people usually end up working with the casino in some way, the smart ones. The reason why is because people like me or Billy DJF or other famous hosts or well-known hosts of games in the casino, we know we're very valuable to the casino because we can walk in, see an empty table, and make it and turn it into a game. Seeing an empty table and turning it into a game is like turning water into wine. So we're basically like Jesus in the casino. We know we're value and we ask for that value back in salary or rake promotions or comps or whatever. Whatever you think you can get. So those are the three types of players. And then you got obviously lots of different types of fish. But what I'm telling you is the parasite player, the winning poker player who does nothing to make the casino better, does only things to make the casino worse, that person does not pay rake. That person is a parasite on the system. So when that person gets paid promotional dollars, no matter how many hours they played, you're robbing the players that you need in the casino and you're giving the money to the players you absolutely do not want at the casino. And in some form or fashion, this is the way most promotions work. So how should a promotion really work? Are you guys, I don't know if you guys are interested in this, but I said I was going to do this last week, and I said I was going to give this as a gift to casino managers, even though they're fucking morons, and so I'm giving it to them. Let me have a sip of my. Let me have a sip of this Country Club pour. If anybody has any questions, and this is actually going to make poker better for everybody. So you always see these things like, what are we going to do to promote poker? What are we going to do to grow poker? What I'm telling you right now will promote and grow poker more than any stupid idea you've ever seen. So let me finish. I understand it could be a little bit of a dry topic. So if somebody wants to call in, go ahead and call in. Soup it up a little. Oh, we got a caller. Okay, let's see what this caller wants. 408, you're on Pokersesh.
Elson, you're Abe. How are you doing today?
Good, how you doing?
Good. How's the show been?
Well, I'm talking about how to properly promote a poker. Casino should promote poker games in order to make the games better and everyone, and generally to make poker better in the casino. Do you want to listen to me finish this, or do you have something pressing?
Sure, yeah. No, go ahead.
Okay, so you listen to me finish this, and then then you can interject if you want or add something else at the end. I told casino managers last week that I was going to do this, so now I have to do it. Okay, so we're to the point where I tell them how to properly promote a poker game. I've already went over how promoting a poker game through giving promotional money to people who play long hours is a horrible idea and actually makes the games worse. And now I'm going to and it actually steals money from the rake from the players who you want and gives that rake to players you don't want. Now I'm going to say how to properly promote things. So this is how you properly promote a poker game from a casino perspective. And this goes into jackpots and everything else. What you want to promote is not people playing long hours. These same nit grinders and Euro pros and this, they will play long hours without giving them rake back or any deals. As long as they perceive the games to be good, okay? They have nothing else to fucking do. You're just paying them to do what they were going to do anyway. It's fucking horrible, dumb promotion. What you want to promote in a casino is bad poker. Every fucking dollar of promotional money should go to people who play horrible and people who you can induce to play even worse. So what ends up happening is you reverse that stream. You reverse the stream of promo money from going from the bad players to the people who put in the most hours, basically stealing from the players you want and giving it to the players that you fucking absolutely don't need in the casino and will come anyway. You reverse that stream, and now it goes from the players who play good poker to the players who play bad poker. Now you're taking the rake of the good poker players and you're giving it to the bad poker players, because all the promo money, let's face it, at the end of the day, comes out of the rake. So how do you promote bad poker? Here's how it works. It's an easy way to explain it is by something that everybody already understands, the jackpot. So jackpots, bad beat jackpots are like aces full of something beaten by quads, or quads beaten by quads or better, or whatever. The problem with these jackpots is these, number one, they're too top heavy, so the winner does not dump all the money back into the casino, even if the winner is a fish. Number two, they are equally dispersed amongst good players and bad players. A good player has just the same chance of winning the bad beat jackpot as a bad player, because the type of hands that you get bad beat with, aces full, quads, straight flushes, are made with big aces, pocket pairs, suited connectors. These are the type of hands that good players and bad players are playing. So like if it's aces full of queens beaten by quads or better, good players and bad players are playing ace queen, ace king, aces, kings, queens. They're playing, if it's quads, good players are playing the pocket pairs, yada, yada, yada. So what happens is you take all of this money out of the rake pool, you give it back in promotions, and you're giving it equally to bad players and good players. So basically you're flushing half of that down the drain. Here's how you should do a bad beat jackpot. A bad beat jackpot should be quad deuces beaten, okay? If you do a bad beat jackpot, something like this, quad deuces beaten, the type of hands that are going to make quad deuces are hands that good players never fucking play, okay? You're going to need to play you're going to have to play all of your deuces. Every single time you have to play all your deuces to make quad deuces. Or you say you pay a massive, it's not a bad beat jackpot, you just play a massive jackpot to any straight flush that includes a deuce. What you do is you just call the promotion Deuces Wild, and you come up with a bunch of different ways of paying out money, big amounts, but not too big, maybe 5K, amounts that can easily be dumped back, down to small amounts, maybe 200 or 300. And these things are hitting bing, 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 bing when people make quad deuces, a straight flush with a deuce in it, steel wheel, whatever, any of these hands. Because only bad players are going to make these hands. Good players are never, ever, ever going to make these hands because they aren't playing from all positions suited deuces, okay? So what it ends up doing is it ends up stealing all of the promotion. Well, not stealing. The people that are getting it now never deserved it. It ends up shifting all of the promotion money from the winning players and the old man coffee knit regs. It ends up shifting all of the promotional money from them to just massive fish. People who are more than fucking happy to play any suited deuce. They do it now for free. We should be paying them to do that because then they are the ones that play longer hours. And when they play longer hours, everyone else plays longer hours all the way down the chain. Now listen, some people might be saying, well, how do you know this works? Here's the reason I know this works. Because I've seen it work in the casino. When I was at the casino for a while, there was a promotion. And the way that the promotion worked was there was like $1,000 went to like any quads, $1,000 went to like any straight flush. It was something like this. And then If nobody hit it that day, it rolled over and became 2,000. And if nobody hit it that day, it rolled over and became 3,000, blah, 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 blah. So what would end up happening was things like a royal flush would get hit, or quad aces would get hit, because people are already playing those hands for every fucking flop. Every possible flop that hand would hit, somebody hits it. But something like a 6-high straight flush is not getting hit. And something like quad deuces is not getting hit, okay? So these hands would roll over, and the jackpots for these weird hands would get really big. And what would end up happening was the fish would get super fucking excited, because the fish were like, oh my God, look it's $12,000 for a 6-high straight flush. It's $14,000 for a quad deuces, you know? They're not excited because they've conceptualized that they are the only ones that have a chance of winning it. They're excited because they're excited by all big jackpots. But the dirty little secret under the surface, the thing that's causing the Euro grinders and the Asperger pros and the old man coffee super nits to fucking grind their teeth is, they know that they have no chance of winning those. Every single one of those is going to be won by a fish. All of that money is coming out of their rake and back into the player pool for fish. None of that promo money is coming to them. So you would see the fish start to say like, oh shit, look at how big the 6-high straight flush is. Oh shit, look at how big the quad deuces is. Oh, this is, and then you know, at the end of the hand, there would be 2 deuces on the board, and the guy would say, well, you can't, and he'd flip over deuce 6 suited. The fucking fish would just flip over deuce 6 suited. Like, aha, I crushed you. And you'd be like, why the fuck did you play deuce 6 suited? He'd be like, look at the jackpot. It's $14,000. Of course I'm fucking playing deuce 6 suited. But no pro is ever going to do that, ever. No nit is ever going to do that, ever. All of the promo money goes to the people who should be getting the promo money. And all of that promo money is taken out of the rake of the people that you don't need at the casino. You absolutely don't need the parasitic players at the casino. They're going to come regardless. So at the end of the day, how does this all end up panning out? The games, everybody's having more fun. Even the people who know that their promo money's, the only people that are not having fun is one type of player. This is the super nit who chases all of the promos. The guy who has like a 10% VPIP, fucking all of his 3 bets are aces. This guy fucking hates it because he knows he's never getting a promo again for the rest of his life. The pros, the good pros, know this is making the room so much better. And the bad pros, they're not paying close attention anyway. And the nits who don't chase promos, they don't really it doesn't fully sink in for them how bad they're getting fucked on the promo money here. Although they will end up making more money in the long term anyway, because they might go from being a break-even player to now having so many more fish in the casino playing every suited deuce that they come with a guy who makes $1 an hour or something. Like, who the fuck knows what these people do all day? So I've seen it in action. I know it works. It makes the games better, and it's the proper use of promotion money. If casinos started doing promotions like Deuces Wild, where the jackpot was 4 deuces beat by a straight flush with a deuce in it, where any straight flush with a deuce in it instantly got paid a $5,000 or something at the table. Some actuarial guy who is going to have to figure out exactly how this works for the amount of money they have to spend. They will instantly see the games get better, and they'll instantly see the players get happier, because the players that are going to be the happiest are the people they want there. Regular fucking fish. Because the regular fucking fish they talk to each other. They care about this shit. They care about stupid shit that no one else cares about, like winning jackpots. The regular fucking fish are going to talk to each other and be like, oh my God, I made fucking straight flush with a deuce in it there. I got $5,000. Oh my God, I fucking beat quads with a straight. I made quad deuces with a deuce 7 offsuit and I got paid $2,000. So it's just called, the promo is called Deuces Wild, you fucking morons. I'm talking to the casino manager right now. The promo is called Deuces Wild. I've given it to you for free. It makes poker better. It brings people into poker. It makes the rooms more fun. It brings more action. And best of all, it takes every fucking promotional dollar out of the pockets of the people you don't want at the casino. The fucking parasites. And this is the best part of it all. The parasites still won't leave. They'll still give you all those hours. They'll just never get a single fucking promotional dollar ever again for the rest of their lives. Ever. Ta-da! All right, 408, what's up?
Hand clap. No, I have to agree with a lot of what you said, though. However, to play devil's advocate, though,
Yeah.
I think, isn't it a little too like, presumptuous to say that every fish or every fishy player has some crazy wide, loose range? I mean, poker isn't new. It's not a new thing. These fish, even the average fish, have been playing for, 20 years now plus?
Right.
They just make the assumption now that, now 9-3 offsuit is now in their range, especially considering that there's going to be bad players in the game where 3-bets are going to be happening. Isn't it a little too presumptuous that now their ranges are going to just be so open to be calling 3-bets and 4-bets with these kind of junk hands simply for a promotion?
You would think so, but I saw with my own eyes. I mean, think about when you play with the fish, with a real fish at the table. We're not talking about 10-20 no limit. We're talking more like 5-5, 2-5, 2-3, 1-2, and to a small extent 5-10. Think about when you got a real fish in a 5-10 game, capped 5-10 game. Think about when you got a real fish in a 5-5 game. And think about the fucking hands they turn over. The hands they turn over boggle the mind. They just boggle the mind. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've been at a table with a real fish, and I'm trying to range people. I'm trying to figure out what their motivates them, blah, blah, blah. And at some point I look at one guy's hand enough times to say, like, okay, your range is just fucking every 2 cards. What do you think people are playing? If somebody has a VPIP of 50%, which isn't that uncommon for a real fish, why wouldn't they just add deuce 6 suited to their fucking range? Why wouldn't they? I mean, if they're already going to play like half their hands or almost half their hands because they're not counting the blinds, what's the difference between them adding deuce 6 suited in? But I can guarantee you no normal person is ever going to add that in. And once the jackpot gets big enough, even the guys who just chase the promos will start trying to do some math in their head of when they should start playing deuce 6 suited, when it makes sense. Because these jackpots will roll over and get bigger and bigger and bigger, like all bad beat jackpots. Except you can make these good beat jackpots. And the thing is, us playing a 2x4. Think of the hand 2x4, deuce 4 suited. Fish already fucking love to play 2x4. It's not an uncommon thing for a fish to play deuce 4 suited, especially deuce 4 suited in clubs for some reason. It's not uncommon for a fish to play deuce 3 suited. It's not uncommon for a fish to play all kinds of hands that make the steel wheel. 4-5 suited. Pros aren't playing 4-5 suited. Except in extremely specific circumstances, a pro will obviously play that. But Old Man Coffee's just never playing it. They don't have the imagination. They don't even have the imagination to play that hand. So you just eliminate them completely from the promo pool. They're just if a steel wheel plays it, if quad deuce is beat by a steel wheel, pays a giant promo like a bad beat jackpot type promo where the winning hand gets 20,000, the losing hand gets 40,000, everybody at the table gets 10,000, some giant thing, which is how a lot of these bad beat jackpots in LA are. They're just massive amounts of money. They're over $100,000. Sometimes they're $200,000. No, none of the normal people that you would think have a chance, who fucking, their life revolves around these fucking promos, these fucking nit grinders who just put in massive fucking hours, and Euro grinders and Asperger pros, none of them have even a fucking sniff at this money. Whereas under normal jackpot rules, aces full beaten by quads, that jackpot money is distributed evenly amongst pros and fish. because everybody plays ace king, ace queen. Everybody plays pocket pairs. So that money gets distributed evenly under pros, nits, and fish. But if you change it to quad deuces get beat by steel wheel, no pro's ever going to hit it. No nit reg is ever going to hit it. No fucking old man coffee's ever going to hit it. Only real fucking fish are going to hit it. And that's going to make the room better. It's a good way to redistribute the rake money. It's a good way to use the promo money. And it ends up at the very end making everyone happier.
What about more environmental factors that could make the games better?
You know,
such as like taking the Las Vegas example, serving free drinks,
right?
Make the games looser. Maybe hand shuffles for the people who are more into that. What about things like that go beyond just room rules?
Obviously, you can create an environment that people enjoy and that will cause the games to be better. And we all know this because there are private games with amazing environments, and these private games have stolen such an inordinate amount of fishy players from the casino. I mean, on any night in Los Angeles, at the 10-20 level or above of Hold'em and PLO, or basically any other game, there's far more private games than public games. Far more. It's not even close. There's probably 3 private games for every public game. There's probably 5. I mean, I don't know what's tonight. Wednesday night, there might be 1 or 2 10-20 or bigger Pot Limit Omaha or Hold'em games going in the entire city of Los Angeles. In public. There's at least 10 in private. Maybe 20. And it's because of the atmosphere. The atmosphere is 1,000,000 times better. But you can't really compete with that atmosphere entirely, because that atmosphere is very, very elite, and that atmosphere is based on raking 4 big blinds a hand. So the casino can't rake $80 a hand. They would if they could, but they can't. There's laws what they're capped at. So I think that in California, the most the casinos are allowed to rake is $19 a half hour per player. So that's $38 an hour per player. At $38 an hour in a 9-handed game, you're raking about $320, something like this, depending on, because some people come and go. $320 an hour. Let's say the casino takes half of that in profit, and then the other half is going to go to the dealer, the lights, yada, yada, yada. How much is left for comps? There's just not a lot left for comps. That said, there isn't that much left for comps if the comps are distributed evenly. But if the comps are distributed unevenly, there's a lot of money for comps. And I say that because when I ran the game at the Bicycle Club, the casino didn't do any promotions for my game. They gave me money to promote the game. So they basically said, you're getting 40% of the rake. Take the fucking money out of the rake and promote the game yourself. And you can promote it any way you want because it's your fucking money. And so there was that. And then on top of that, they gave me $1,000 to spend in comps. So I would spend $1,000. I had $1,000 a month in comps to spend. And these were basically comps that I earned on my own players cards. So it wasn't like they were giving me much. And I would only spend those comps on fish. I spent 100% of the comps on fish. So even with only $1,000 a month to spend from the casino, and maybe I would toss in some of my own money, obviously, because I was getting a big cut of the rake. Every single dollar I spent was spent extremely well. And the people who were good for the game, the people who would actually keep the game running overnight or, splash around a lot of money or yada, 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 those people were treated exceptionally well. I mean, I bent over backwards to make sure they felt like VIPs. So if the casino actually gave professional hosts the keys to the comps, the casinos would run better. but it would be a two-tiered system. If you were a Euro grinder or a nit, you would never see a comp again for the rest of your life. But if you were a fish, you made the games go. I mean, if you drew a lot of water in that casino, it would seem like you were at a private game, except for there would be no tits, you know. So yeah, that could be done, but the way that these things are run so corporate, the corporate hierarchy of the casino does not want casino hosts spending the promotional money. They want to be in charge of all the promotional dollars paid, and they want a one-size-fits-all system, and they've never fucking played a hand of cards in their life, and they have no imagination, and all they want to do is tick out one extra point of profit. Even if they could make 10 extra points, it doesn't matter. If every fucking quarter they're ticking out one extra fucking point of profit, they look like they're doing a good job and they don't get fired. And that's why these rooms are fucking horrible. That's why they're fucking like... They're like card barns. They have nothing to do with the way gambling is supposed to be. The way that gambling is supposed to be is still found out on the casino floor to a certain extent in the table games, but the way that gambling is supposed to be is not found in the poker room anymore in California, Nevada. It's just become so sad, so pathetic, just such a waste of time.
Well, I mean, Vegas still has a way of still at least having that magical atmosphere, don't you think? I mean, when was the last time you played there?
Vegas has a magical atmosphere at maybe 3 casinos, maybe 3 days a week, maybe 8 hours a day out of those 3 days. If you're heading out to the Orleans on Monday at 9 a.m., you're not going to get a magical atmosphere. Okay, so let's sort of call that what it is. I mean, even if you go to Aria Tuesday at 11 a.m., there is no magical atmosphere, and that's one of the best. Aria Wynn, two of the best rooms in Vegas. It's mostly just very, very sad and pathetic. But yeah, starting Friday. Around, 3 p.m., things start ramping up. And Friday at 3 p.m. until Friday, 3 a.m., the games are great. Saturday, 3 p.m. until Saturday, 3 a.m., the games are great. Sunday, a couple hours on Sunday, the games are great before people start driving home and catching their flights. And then it just goes back to complete fucking shit. It's just like the Vegas regs are so much crustier than LA regs. Vegas regs are the crustiest people in the history of the world because Vegas regs are poor as fuck. They're living hand to mouth. People who live in Las Vegas are poor. I mean, people who live in Los Angeles are fucking wealthy. These old man, the funny thing about old man coffees in LA is they play like they have no money, but they actually have fucking mountains of money. And every now and then you get to see it. I remember one time, we're playing my PLO game. There's an old man coffee in the game named Norm. This guy Norm, people know who he is. He was an executive for Toyota. He was a big, way high up in automobile industry. But this guy played maybe fucking one hand an hour, short stack 100% of the time. Just the nittiest old man grinder you ever fucking met in your whole life. One day, we're playing 5-5-10 PLO. One day, this nutty guy comes over from the Baccarat section with a nurse. This guy comes with a fucking nurse. And the nurse wasn't there because he had health problems. The nurse was there because he was fucking nuts. So he must have been left a whole bunch of money by somebody or something. Because the nurse is like obviously stealing chips from him. It's a whole disaster. The nurse is in the fucking full nurse outfit. The guy comes and sits down with pink chips, like $25,000 worth. And he's, what's this game? Let's play. Woo! Yeah, woo! He's out of his fucking mind. The nurse is like, look, I'm like, okay, here's the rules of the game. He doesn't even fucking know the rules. The nurse is sort of looking at me like, This is not what we're here for. Let's go back over to Baccarat. Baccarat, you cannot make a mistake. You just put the money out. The dealer does the hand for you. You can't make a mistake.
Yeah, you can actually run hot there too on accident.
Yeah, you can run super hot. But no, he's like, no. And of course, everybody at the PLO table is like, no, fuck, don't go play Baccarat. Hang out with us. Have a good time. So I think, of course, me being the way that I am, I'm just like, this has to be a scam or something. This guy has to be like Feder Holes or something. This guy has to be like fucking, like Ike Haxton in some sort of makeup or something. How this can't be real. So I'm like sort of playing like my normal play. He's just like going pot, everything pot. And I'm just like, what is his angle? What's this fucking guy's angle? This guy's got to have some sort of fucking angle here. And he's like saying like, let me bet what I want. Let me bet what I want. And everybody's saying, yeah, let's just make it no limit. Keeping track of the pot's too complicated. And I'm just like, seems like fool's gold. This can't be fucking real. Well, sure enough, it was real. After he had lost about $10,000, it was pretty fucking obvious that this was not any sort of an angle or gambit or scam. And the end of this story is Norm, the fucking guy who had never bought in to the 5-5-10 PLO game for more than $500 in his life, lifts up his old ass fucking craggly finger for the chip runner and says to the chip runner, can I use my bank line? And the chip runner says, okay. Chip runner brings in the bank line and he just fucking writes out $20,000. $20,000 fucking dollars. They just bring him fucking racks of chips. Everybody was just like, are you fucking kidding me? This has to be like big hand for the little lady. There has to be something up. Of course, Norm didn't go on to win any fucking money because he still played too tight. But that's like one of my favorite stories about just like how rich LA regs are. Even the fucking knit old man coffee ones. I'm not talking about pros. Pros are all broke. I'm talking about the guys the businessman type guys who don't play any fucking hand, the retired guys who don't ever play a fucking hand, but show up every single day for 8 hours just to get away from their wives. These guys are so fucking filthy rich, and yet they never fucking play a hand. It's just like something ingrained in them. It's something about their just like general perspective on life. So, but in Vegas, it's not that way. In Vegas, the regs are fucking broke. They are crusty broke. Poor as fuck. Unbelievable poor city. So that's why if there aren't people there from out of town, Fridays, Saturdays, if there aren't people there from out of town, the games are fucking horrible. There is no life there.
During the boom, I know you were playing pretty big. You mentioned some stories that you were playing really, really high PLO, had some bad downswings.
Yeah.
How high were you playing in Vegas during that time? Around that golden era, 2006 to 2011, live poker. What were you playing then?
I almost never played in Vegas. Almost never. Only during the World Series of Poker. And even then, I would play much bigger in Los Angeles than I would play in Vegas. And Vegas, the biggest no limit I ever play is probably 25-50. The biggest PLO I probably ever play is 10-25. The biggest limit I probably ever play is 100-200. And I played double that size in Los Angeles in every one of those games during when things were fucking really smoking. I was playing 20, 40, 80 PLO like every week and getting fucking crushed. Getting crushed by the biggest fish on the planet.
I happen to be family friends with Danny Eli. Did you ever play with him during that time?
A little bit, yeah.
Los Angeles?
Oh yeah, a little bit. Yeah, he was around.
What did you think of his play? Because I know he was doing a lot of PLO at that time after he won No Limit tournaments.
Oh no, he's a good. I mean, anybody who is Phil Locke was always there. All these guys. Anybody, uh, Esfandiari, blah 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 blah. I mean, I can't remember all the players, but anybody who even pretended to be a pro was good enough, because the games were so fucking crazy that like you'd rather not even play with anybody who knew how to play. And you could table change. That's how much fucking action there was at 2040 PLO and bigger. There were multiple tables sometimes. Or you could just table change the stud. 100, 200 stud, there'd be 3 games. Or you could just table change the no limit. Like, I was one of the players who would play any game. So I would bounce around a decent amount to whatever the best game in the house was. And I didn't want to play with any professional players. It was still an era where you could sit at a table and be the only guy, basically. You know, you could sit at a 2040 PLO game, and there'd be one other professional player at the table. You could sit at 1 or 2 stud, and you know there'd be you and Eric Drake or Ted Forrest would be the only other fucking winning player at the table. You could sit at a 2040 or 25. Everything's 2040 in Los Angeles. Then so you could sit at 2040 no limit, you know, and basically the only other professional poker player at the table is somebody who's totally broke now. But at that point in time, they were a professional poker player. So, you know, it was just a different world. I didn't pay a lot of attention to other people's games because the games were too good for me to like have to get down to that level of granularity. Table selection was everything. Everything. Being at the right table was just everything. If you're at the right table, everything else took care of itself. If you were at a bad table, you're just a moron. So you had to grease the fucking floor man, which is so fucking annoying because they're all such, well, they weren't all scumbags, but a lot of them were just such fucking scumbags. And you always fucking had to give them money to be on the table change list and get on the board and have them not forget you when they're calling down the board and not skip you on the table change list, yada, yada, yada. It was a whole nother thing. Basically, the table change list and the board was the poker game. That was where all the strategy came in. That was where I would spend 1,000 hours studying. I spent 0 fucking hours studying the actual game. All I had to do was just show down big hands and rake in pots. You know, work on my biceps.
Yeah, that's one of the things I actually learned listening to the old poker sessions was the fact that these things, like I would go show up at the casino Friday, Saturday night, whatever, list to be 70 people long, then realize, yeah, I can actually grease the floor, palm a few chips, then wouldn't you know it, I jumped the line. And this applied even to the lowest stakes. I can't even imagine what it's like when there's only one table where there's more selective favoritism.
Right.
All that.
Hey, we got another caller in here. 402, you're on Pokersesh. 402. Syracuse, New York.
Hello?
Yeah, you're on Pokersesh.
Am I?
Yeah, what's up, 402?
Limon?
Yeah, it's fucking Limon.
Oh,
No, do you want to talk to Limon?
yeah,
You want to talk to Limon?
sorry,
Yeah.
man, it's delayed.
I'm not gonna do the turn
Hey,
off
what's up, man?
turn off the show. You're hearing an echo. Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay,
Hey,
402, what's up,
Limon?
brother?
Oh, not much. Hey, I wanted to ask you, you know, I know you've been around the gambling world forever. Did your paths ever cross with that Tom Goldstein guy?
I'd have to see a picture. I mean, I don't know a lot of last names.
The lawyer, the dude, he started SCOTUS blog. He just got indicted for a whole bunch of crazy shit, like basically not paying his taxes on all these gambling winnings.
Well, I mean, I'll look
He
up
played on the Hustler million dollar game in a disguise and lost like $2 million.
I don't. My guess is I never crossed paths with him because that's like more of a modern thing. If he was playing on Hustler, it wouldn't have been during the time when I was sort of playing. I guess you'd say like as an independent contractor. I mean, for the last 14 years before this year, where I basically am completely retired. For the 14 years before that, I was always hosting a game in a casino. So these guys that would that show up for like giant nosebleed games, I would never see them. I would only see
Well, I
regulars.
guess he'd been around like long time. Like he was Paul Poir's lawyer.
What's the guy? Okay, give me his name again. I'll look
it
him
up.
up.
It's a pretty crazy story.
It's Tom Goldstein.
Tom Goldstein.
Goldstein.
Thomas Goldstein.
And I'm just gonna put in poker and see if he comes up on.
Yeah, and he just got indicted. Poker playing.
Google images. Okay. Oh. Al Gore, that guy? Oh yeah, I played with that guy. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Not a lot, but yeah, I definitely played with that guy. Hilarious. And he was like embezzling money or something?
No, he didn't pay taxes on his gambling winnings, I guess.
Oh, who cares about
that?
They
said he won like $50 million one year playing, some Asians overseas and didn't pay taxes, but he was still buried. Like reading the indictment's actually a really crazy story. Like
none of that.
There's all these unnamed co-conspirators, but you know who it is. It's like, what's it? Andy Beal and Paul Poir and these guys.
Yeah, he didn't win no fucking $50 million in fucking Chinese. That's complete bullshit. He was trying to. I mean, I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and he was trying to launder money for the fucking Paul Poir, the triads. He said he probably owed $50 million. That's probably more likely the truth. No, that's not
well,
the. That's not the.
$1 million in a duffel bag at an airport coming back from like Macau.
No, he was whatever that story is. The opposite of it's true. I'm going to tell you that right now. That's not the way. That's not at all the way that shit works. When you fucking go to Macau, white fucking dudes just don't show up and win $50 million and fucking walk out of there. White guys go in there. You have to have a sponsor to play in the fucking game. Even if you're rich and well known, and your sponsor can take care of all that stuff, and once you owe a bunch of money, which he fucking more than likely did owe mountains of money, then your sponsor says, "Hey, there's something that you can do for me. You can get this fucking money on the grid in the United States of America." Yeah, there's a lot more to that story. That's my guess. Like these people, Dan Bilzerian said he won $50 million gambling. Is he in fucking jail? Hell no. Yeah, it's like nobody gives a shit what you say you won gambling. No one fucking cares. And if you really like crushed the triads for $50 million in Macau, that fucking money's staying in Macau. Or if you're a regular fucking attorney, you can figure out how to try and get that money on the grid.
He's tied. He's argued more cases in front of the Supreme Court than any other attorney. Yeah, he founded this SCOTUS blog. I mean, he's not just some Joe Blow. Like this guy was like
just because you're
obviously a gambling issue.
Just because you're not a Joe Blow doesn't mean two very important things. A, you don't have a serious gambling problem, and B, you're not a criminal. I mean, for a long time, Bernie Madoff was no fucking Joe Blow. He was the greatest investor on the entire fucking planet with celebrities and politicians and movie stars. But he was just a criminal the whole fucking time. And all those guys that went and lost millions of dollars to Ben Affleck and to Tobey Maguire, they were the top of the top businessmen, financial advisors, investors. The guy was just like fucking embezzling money, Just because somebody has a lot of money or does a blog or something, when you start hearing about shit like this, Macau, tens of millions of dollars, we're fucking talking about crime here. We aren't talking about poker anymore. I can fucking guarantee you we are not talking about poker anymore. We're talking about crime.
Well, and he owed some unnamed LA businessman like $15 million, and everybody was speculating it was Bob Supply. You know anything about him? Like, he used to be on Poker After Dark way, way back, and I think he's an LA guy.
Well, Bob Safai is the exact type of guy that you would get involved with in that situation. Bob Safai is around to work.
Yeah, he had some.
He's around to work both sides of every angle. That's for damn sure.
So he's still in that active LA scene.
Well, he's in the active Bob Safai scene. It's private worlds. Private worlds.
Let's leave it. Yeah, let's leave it at that. We don't want to pocket watch anyone else's how they make their money.
Yeah, he's in his scene. He does his deal. He's in private worlds. Worlds that the average person will never see. But when you start talking about $50 million and $15 million, you're not talking about poker anymore. You're talking about crime.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know any of these people. I don't give a shit how they make their money, but it's a pretty salacious story. But
yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, I thought
it will either all come out or they'll pay a fine and none of it will come out. My guess is there'll be some sort of fine and some sort of plea deal, and nobody will ever know. It'll just be a poor little guy playing a little poker game and won $50 million.
All right, man. Yeah, like I said, I just read that story. I thought you might have some extra insights into it, but
No.
Appreciate you taking the call.
Thanks, brother.
All right, later, man.
Later. All right, there goes 402. Phone lines, 408 still here, but phone lines are open. If anybody else wants to add into the conversation, 516-259-9515. You all heard my treatise on how to properly promote poker in a casino or even online environment to make the games better, to make the people who you want to be there get the promotional money, and the people that you don't give a fuck about not to get the promotional money, because the people that you don't give a fuck about will still fucking show up. They have nothing else to do, or they think it's their job. So you don't have to worry about that. Giving promotional money to fish is never going to hurt the game. It's always going to make the game better. And giving promotional money to the people parasiting off the game is always going to make the game worse. It's never going to make the game better. And you're going to slowly shrink the player pool down to nothing. Like one of those ponds you see in Africa. There's a pond, and then there's some alligators in the pond. There's some fucking a hippo in the pond. There's some fucking zebras around the pond, or a lion around the pond, gazelle around the pond. Everybody's sipping from the pond, and then that pond just gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller until there's no more water. It's just mud, and the alligators are on top of the fucking hippos, and the hippos are on top of the rhinos, and the zebras are getting bit by the fucking blah 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 blah. That is where we're going with poker, with the way these fucking promotions are. The rake is sucking all the fucking money out of the pond, and it's giving it to the exact fucking people you don't want to give it to. If you're going to suck the rake out of the pond, and you're going to pay millions of dollars of promotions, which all casinos pay millions of dollars of promotions, give the money back to the correct people. The people who are going to lose it in the poker game. Not the fucking parasites who are going to take it out of the poker game. The end. 408, you're on Pokersesh.
Beautiful. Well said.
Thank you.
I have my final question before I jump off, before someone else can call in. I noticed your Reddit post today.
Yeah.
That you had made, and it kind of brought up an old idea that I had in terms of why you. I've noticed over the years you've been very, very, very unpopular on Reddit.
Oh.
And I know part of the reason why is because Reddit is kind of, a cesspool of groupthink.
Yes.
And especially in the Reddit poker subreddit.
Yes.
Where it's a lot of dorks. They have a very, romantic view of poker. They think it's, some beautiful game that they don't really understand. They never really belong in the casino in the first place.
Correct.
They're kind of nerds. They're kind of dorks.
Yes.
But one thing I wanted to ask, though, is I've noticed there's a lot of obsession, and this is actually very frequently, and it's kind of has some crossover into the YouTube streets as well, in terms of people say, and again, this is a very simplistic example. They say, where did this guy get his money? How does Nick Airball get his money?
Right.
How do these people get their money? Right? And I'm just a little curious, why do you think that is? Why do you think for the same reason that they kind of hate it when you talk about how the reality of poker is, why for the same reason they don't like your answers, they're also so curious about where people playing on stream games get their money from? Like, is there a crossover between their negative, like, pessimistic attitude and of why they can't believe that actually rich people exist in the world and they're a fish? I mean, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, here's the thing about every Reddit pro, every 2+2 pro, all these micro stakes losers. They do have you're right. You said it right. They have a very romanticized view about poker. They have a very rules driven view of gambling. They don't understand that it's a hustle at all. Anything that even remotely resembles a hustle scares them shitless. They just want to call it cheating, because they are failures. So because they are failures, and because it's like sort of a Dunning-Kruger type thing, because they are complete failures, they've never made it out of whatever small stakes games they're playing, whatever grinding they're doing. They just assume that it has to be because everyone else is lucky or was given something or is doing something illegal. Their worldview is, I'm doing it the right way, and it's why I'm a failure. So whenever they see somebody who's not a failure, their immediate thought is they're doing it the wrong way. And so when they see people on stream with big fucking chunks of money and they wish that they were on stream with big chunks of money, the first thing that they're going to say is, this person is a criminal, right? This person's up to no good. This person didn't make their money playing poker. Which is the exact sort of, I mean, it's just part of the culture of these online small stakes player groups. They, like, anybody from an online small stakes player group if they even acknowledge that I've made lots of money gambling, which some do because they've come in contact with me in one way or another, they will always say, well, it's because you were around during the poker boom. If you were around now, you'd be broke. This is like, it's always just like something lucky happened for you. I'm not a failure because I suck. They think I'm not a failure because I won't listen. I'm not a failure because I lack imagination. I'm not a failure because I'm low IQ. I am a failure because I follow the rules and you don't follow the rules. Or I'm a failure because I never got a leg up or any luck, and you get so many leg ups and so much luck. And that is why they're obsessed with the things that you're talking about. Whereas...
Yeah, that's part of the problem, because when you try to tell them the way it is, they can't even fathom that the other side of this is actually how the reality of the world works.
No, they can't fathom it. And obviously, I'm doing a show here. And so, like, I can have a little fun and be a little loose-lipped. But the truth of the matter is, when I'm in a gambling atmosphere, or if I'm in a casino atmosphere, or even on this show for 99.9%, here's how I know if somebody is a poker pro or not. If they tell me they're a poker pro, I say, you're a poker pro. I don't say, like, you suck, where did your money come from? I don't say, like, wow, you play fucking hands horrible and out of position. You're bluffing frequencies way out of bounds. You can't possibly be a poker pro. Where the fuck did your money come from? If Nick Airball walks up to me and says he's a poker pro, he's a fucking poker pro. That's the end of the conversation. It's a literal end of the conversation. And then we just play cards. I think that a lot of people online were never, ever supposed to be in a casino. I've gone through this a million times before. They were never supposed to be gamblers. They were supposed to work in a cubicle. They were supposed to have a 9 to 5 and work in a cubicle and be a middle manager. But because of televised poker, they ended up in a place where they never fucking belonged. And because they end up in a place where they never fucking belonged, and because their brains are too small to comprehend what their actual goal is, which is to get everybody's money, they are extremely myopic. And this is where the Dunning-Kruger comes in. When you tell them they're myopic and that they're not thinking about this right, they're too dumb to understand what you're even trying to say to them. They are
100%. Yeah.
They are stuck in middle manager mode because that is where they were supposed to end up. That is their life. That was their lot in life, you know? That was how the dice was. They were supposed to be in a cubicle and a middle manager at Deloitte and Touche. They were supposed to be in a cubicle and a middle manager at McDonnell Douglas. They were not supposed to be in a world where you don't even think outside the box. There's no thinking outside the box. There is no fucking box. No box exists. It's only about getting the other person's money. That's it. Nothing else matters. There are no fucking rules. Now, you can have a code of conduct, and you can have a sense of ethics, and you can have a long view of these situations and not be an asshole and not be a criminal, but there really are no fucking rules. If I go to the casino and I go to play poker with somebody, I want to get all of their money. And if they are actually pretty fucking good at poker, or if they choose a game where it's going to take too long to get the money, and I see that they have a serious leak with sports betting, I'm just going to take their sports bets. You know, I'm not, or if I'm just going to fucking circumvent the fucking situation. Or if I see that they will come and play poker with me every day, but I see it's not a situation where I can make a lot of money playing poker against them, I will just go tell the casino, I'm going to bring this guy here every day and you're going to give me fucking 40% of the rake. And the casino's going to say yes. I'm going to win no matter what. I am the fucking rake. That is the mindset of a real professional gambler. These people are not and cannot comprehend the way a real professional gambler lives their life. And so because they cannot comprehend it, it has to be because you're a scumbag or you're a cheater or you're lucky or somebody gave you the fucking money. It has to be, because if none of that is true, then they have to look in the mirror and say to themselves, holy fuck, I'm a fucking failure. I'm a complete fucking failure. I play $1, $3 at the Orleans casino and keep track of my comp points until I can get a steak that has jockey marks on it. But I digress.
No, it's true, but do you think that that's actually more of a, and I don't want to throw myself and my generation under the bus, but do you think that especially the biggest users on these online communities are in like that kind of 20 to 30-year-old range, and because of that, it has to do with kind of more millennial or kind of modern day thinking in terms of everyone wants a handout and they think they feel entitled to things just because of the age of information and just, yeah, I don't even know how to put it, but do you kind of get what I'm saying here?
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna be nice to millennials and Gen Z right now and say that's not the reason. The reason is because of the way poker has been promoted since it became a televised sport in air quotes if you can't see this. Poker is not a sport, okay? Poker is a hustle. And when I started playing poker, before it was a televised thing, we all understood that it was a hustle. We all understood that you were basically a criminal if you were a professional poker player. If you said to your grandmother, I'm a professional poker player, or if you said to your grandmother, I'm a criminal, you said the exact same fucking thing. They were synonymous. If you say you're a fucking riverboat fucking gambler, you're just a fucking criminal. All poker players in the media were just fucking criminals. I mean, they were soft criminals, but they're criminals. Because of that, we went to the casino understanding how to behave. We behaved like hustlers. We had some sort of hustler's code that we adhered to. And even to this day, when somebody tries to talk to fucking Phil Ivey, you see that it's going to be the most boring fucking conversation you've ever heard in your entire life, because these old school fucking guys they just don't break from it. I break from it too much now because I'm retired. But I mean, the young people never had any. They didn't understand it was a hustle, and they didn't understand the hustler's code. And the reason why is because they were always presented poker as a sport, which it is not. They were presented I was presented poker is equal to crime. That's what I was presented when I was a kid. They are presented poker is equal to chess. That's what they're presented. So
exactly. Yeah, you're right.
And so because that is the mindset going in, once you attract mediocre, the smartest Gen Z and millennials still get it, the very, very elite. But because it was presented to the mass public as a sport or a elite game like chess or Go or something, you ended up attracting a ton of mediocre people who could tell their grandma, I am a professional poker player, just like the people on ESPN. I am a professional poker player, just like the people on World Poker Tour. On your television every night, Grandma, right after you watch Wheel of Fortune, you can watch me, okay? It legitimized a hustle as a sport, and it attracted a bunch of mediocre people, and the mediocre people can't break out of that mindset. And so those mediocre people, instead of admitting that they're mediocre, which is the first step to not being mediocre, is admitting you are mediocre. But again, it's just like the people just manage up to their point of failure. They can't understand it. They're stuck in a trap of constantly being mediocre, and because of that, they blame all of their problems on things that they think are out of their control, but are in other people's control. Cheating, scumminess, getting money from somewhere else, or running hot.
No, that makes perfect sense. That was fucking epic. I love that. No, the chess comparison I think was the best analogy that you had, though. Yeah, but for sure, definitely something that kind of irks me. That's kind of why I avoid Reddit poker in the first place, just because it's pretty cringe, and you can even see on most modern day YouTube highlights of poker clips from these live shows, and the top comments will just be like, say it's like, for example, a highlight of, was this an angle shoot, right?
Yeah.
And you have just all the comments saying, terrible, ban him for life, horrible, 100% an angle.
Yes.
If you go to a casino, you see 30 of these every single hour on the hour.
Yes.
But somehow if someone does it on a televised game, it's the most unforgivable thing. Horrible, he's a monster, terrible, ban him for life, get the pitchforks. But there's
an old saying, and the saying goes like this: misery loves company. There's nothing they would rather do than drag somebody down to their miserable level. And because of that, they never see the forest for the trees. They always cut off their nose to spite their face, and they just stay mediocre forever.
Yeah.
When really, I'm giving a lot of colloquialisms here, but the one colloquialism that they should pay attention to is, if you can't beat them, join them.
Facts.
All right, thanks, brother.
Anyway, thanks. I'm gonna hop off here. Hopefully, you have a good rest of your night, and yeah, let's get some more calls in, guys. I see you guys listening. Call in. I'll take any call.
We got a call right now. 914. You're on Pokersesh. 914.
5 minutes here. Low stakes donk. I'm driving, though. Can you hear me, or is there too much background noise?
I can hear you. What's up?
Not much. So, just wanted to chit chat about my bullshit low stakes promo chasing strategies here. I don't know if you know anything about this stuff, but it seems like nowadays poker is more about hitting the fucking high hand than it is actually about playing the game. At least where I play at.
Right.
Where they're doing like, $500 a fucking half hour, 20 minutes or whatever. So my question to you is, I guess, when you're playing in these kind of games, these rake track games, 4 big blinds, 5 big blinds rake, but they're giving out $500 or $1,000, whatever the fuck they're giving out for high hands. Do you adjust your strategy to slow play a fucking set to hit low to qualify? Do you ever let that thinking come into play? So there's no promo going.
I don't.
You got to adjust.
I don't think the amount that they're paying out could ever justify it unless it's a situation where they're rolling it over, and in home games they're not rolling it over. So like if they're giving you $500 for a high hand, that's definitely in a game where the average stack is 200. That's definitely not worth changing your strategy. If they were giving you 50,000, well then you could change your strategy. But that's never going to happen in a one table or two table home card room type situation. They would have to be rolling those over every. They would have to say the first person to get, a steel wheel gets 500, and every hour we add on another 500. Well, then a steel wheel would end up getting to be like several $1,000s over time, and once it's several $1,000s over time, you might want to change your strategy. You'd have to do the math yourself to figure it out. With hands that make a steel wheel, especially on boards where you have 4 to a steel wheel, you could do the math real easy, or even 3 to a steel wheel. So, it's at the end of the day, it's all just a math equation. But in a game that's raking 4 big blinds a hand, the reason why they're doing these promotions is because they're raking so much that you fucking are getting destroyed. Any amount of time that you would want to spend learning how to do the math to squeak out a little EV on the high hand bonus, you'd be much better off using that exact same amount of time figuring out how to get a rakeback deal from the host by hook or by crook. Huh? You cut out. You disappeared. Sorry, brother. You cut out. You disappeared. But what I'm saying is true. And when I say by hook or by crook, so whatever it takes to get a rakeback deal from a host in a private game, you try to figure that out. Sometimes the way you get a rakeback deal from a host in a private game is, sometimes it requires a little pressure, but, pressure breaks pipes. All right, phone lines open, 516-259-9515. We've gone over a lot of topics tonight. I think it's been a pretty damn good night. Let me look at the chat. It says, Chris Cummings says, is Ryan Feldman the most successful host in LA? He might very well be. Some of these private game guys, he's also involved in private games. He's also involved in sports betting. Ryan Feldman's involved in everything. Yeah, he's up there. He's way up there. Definitely way up there. If somebody told me that Ryan Feldman was the most successful gray area gambling host in Los Angeles, I would be okay with that. I would not be at all surprised. I think that there's definitely some bookies that are probably doing better than him, but for what he's doing, he might be top of the pile. I don't know what his leaks are, but he might be top of the pile. Poker man, people asking where are the poker management. Hopefully, if you have a poker manager, you send them the show. If you have a poker manager and you want your room to be better next week, send them this show. I'm not even joking. Send them this show. I allow it. I'm not like fucking Metallica. I'm not gonna fucking sit here and say you can't copy and use this show. You can copy, use, and disseminate this show any way you fucking want. Any way you fucking want. I'm just trying to make the games better. My country club pour is slowly disappearing. What else we got in chat here? Your fact. God, I wish I could read this fucking. I need a bigger fucking computer. Your fashion is high quality, yes. I am very fashion oriented. When you play poker, how many scores can you get and how high of profits? I think the amount of scores that I can get is 2.4 scores, and I think the profits are 11.3 units. What the fuck kind of question is that? How many scores and how high points? Oh, points. Yeah, you can't get any scores or any points. The score is money. And you get it any way you can. By hook or by crook. I was in Vegas over the weekend. I feel like I knew when I was getting offered comps. I was in Vegas over the weekend, and I feel like I blew when I was offered comps. Okay. Yeah, if you're in Vegas and you're playing anything besides poker, you're going to get offered comps. I don't know what that means. I blew it. Oh, I feel like I blew it when I was offered comps. Well, call me, Kevin G, and I will tell you if you blew it when you were offered comps. And I will tell you, the best ways to get comps. Is Brandon Uhl actually as stupid as he sounds in some of these old CLP? Brandon is a special individual. He was a virgin who was saving himself for Jesus. I told him he was gay. A lot of people got mad at me for that. But guess what? It turned out he was not a virgin who was saving himself for Jesus. He was a flaming fucking twink who is now dating a male porn star. And I applaud him. He wasted how many fucking years of his life believing Jesus didn't want him to have sex till marriage. And that goes for anybody else who's watching this who thinks that Jesus cares about their dick. Jesus doesn't give a fuck about your dick. Use your dick any way you like. Have fun. All right, what else we got? Just an act, right? Surely this is just an act. No. My wife wishes it was, because then I could go back and act normal. That ain't gonna happen. There's imagine at being honest or something, and this is JT. Oh, we might have a call. No call here. We had a call. Oh, here we got a call. Let's take it here. 617. You're on Pokersesh.
Limon.
Yo, what up?
This is Tim G.
Tim K. Tim.
Yeah, I'm the one who was I was in Vegas over the weekend playing a little PLO, throwing a little dice.
Yeah.
The Vegas PLO games are not that good.
Yeah, that's what I was telling the other guy. But even over the weekend, it should be okay. Even over the weekend, it sucked.
Yeah, I played at the Aria on Sunday, and I played at the Wynn Friday.
Right.
And oh God, the Wynn is terrible. Oh my God, Robot Central.
Yeah, the Wynn has always been the most comfortable and luxurious room, but also the worst room because people who want comfort and luxury a lot of times are like the Vegas regs, and they're just such fucking nits, Yeah,
Nit City.
Yes. So what else? Were you the guy who wanted help with comps?
Yeah, so I ended up playing. We were playing craps on Monday night, and ended up turning 2,000 into about 110,000.
Holy Jesus! God in heaven! All right.
And and I mean, I got a free room, meal, I should have took him for more though. I
Oh.
mean, you know what I mean? It was 11 o'clock in the morning. And, she comes down, and I'm just like, I don't fucking know. Leave me alone. Dice a hut.
Yeah. You fucked that up. You fucked that up pretty bad. I mean,
Yeah.
but that's okay, because running 2,000 into 110,000 happens about once every 5 billion years. So, 4,999,000,000 years from now, you're going to do it again. And you're going to have a chance to handle the comps right.
I'll be able to redeem myself.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Just remember this. If anyone ever offers you a comp, or you think you deserve a comp, whether they offered it to you or not, you call for the casino host and you never stop asking. Ever. You ask until they are in a puddle. You literally treat them with extreme politeness, extreme deference, but you never fucking stop asking. You say, hey, you have a million situations come up for you. Oh, I got a situation. I really need to get into Carbone. They said it's impossible. Okay, I get you into Carbone. You get into Carbone. I got a situation. The bill is not what I thought it was. It's how much of this can it be out of my comps? Okay, we can add this much to your comps. I got a situation. My brother-in-law wants to play Shadow Creek. I mean, what can you do? Okay, we can get you fucking out on Shadow Creek. And then you say, oh, I got a situation. I need a 3-bedroom suite, and my sister-in-law's coming to town. I got the 110,000. I plan on staying another week. We can't get you the 3-bedroom suite. Well, come on, it's the last thing I want. My sister-in-law. Oh, I gotta impress them. Yeah. Okay, we'll fucking work on. They get you the fucking 3-bedroom suite. Okay, I got it. You go down, you play some more. Whatever. Maybe you lose a little bit of it back. You got $98,000. Okay. I don't want to take the. What casino was it? Aria?
No, it was, where was I? Circa?
Circa.
It was either Circa or the D. It was one of Derek Stevens' properties.
Okay, those people will fucking suck you so fucking hard. You're the biggest fucking winner in the history of that property. So then you just look up like maybe they own a casino in your town. Okay, some of these places own casinos all over the place. Then you say, I say like, I don't want to stop playing, but I gotta go home. I know that you own the Flip-de-Doo casino in fucking buttfuck Indiana. Private jet me to the Flip-de-Doo casino in buttfuck Indiana. Transfer the whole 110,000 to the cage over there, and I'll just start playing again at Flip-de-Doo in buttfuck Indiana. No, they fucking private jet you all the way fucking back home. You just have the fucking just to transfer the fucking money, okay? Then then before you fucking leave town, you say, hey, what's my tier? My tier is I got a gold card. What's the fucking highest card? Oh, the highest card is fucking Noir. Okay, I want a Noir card. You haven't played enough, sir, to have a fucking Noir card. You call your fucking host. Listen, I have 110,000 in the cage. I want to fucking, I show my gold card. I feel like a fucking pauper over here. I fucking can't even get fucking free valet with the fucking gold card. That requires platinum. Give me the fucking Noir card. Bump me up right here. You got to fucking do something for me here. So I feel like a schmo in this fucking casino. I'm fucking playing bigger than anyone at the fucking craps table. Okay, we bump up your card. Then when they bump up your card, go to fucking 5 other casinos that have tier matching. Hey, I was at MGM. I'm fucking Noir at MGM, you motherfucker at Fountain Blue. You shitbag Fountain Blue fucking cocksucking motherfucking nobodies. You fucking tier match me to be fucking Noir at Fountain Blue. I'm gonna fucking wire over $50,000 and hit the fucking crap tail. Then what comes with the Noir card? Here's what comes with the Noir card. Bang, 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 bang. They start listing out the fucking comps. Once you got that fucking Noir card at 5 different casino chains, they're going to send you a million fucking things forever from tier matching. I mean, I can't even think of all the things you could have done. But you didn't do any of them, so sucks to be you. You only got 4 billion years to wait till it happens again.
I can wait. All I got is time. I can wait.
All right, 617. Thank you very much. Anything
All right,
else?
thanks, Lyman.
Okay, that's it. All right. Somebody else called in during the 617 call. It was an anonymous caller, which I generally fucking hate. But if you want to call back, anonymous caller, I had put you on hold, but then you hung up. I didn't want you to interrupt what I was talking about, but I put you on hold and I was going to talk to you as soon as I was available. Actually, two anonymous callers called in during that call. So I put you both on hold and the phone lines are blowing up, but I can only talk to one person at a time. So feel free to call back. Let's see what else is going on in the chat here. I was fine. What? Playing 2, 5, 5, 10 in Vegas. Card rooms. Rake seems low enough to beat low stakes better than the cubicle. Okay. Yeah, I don't think you're going to make much more playing low stakes in Vegas than you'd make in the cubicle. If you were in the cubicle at Deloitte and Touche or Raytheon or Citigroup or whatever, you're going to have a nice 6-figure job with full health, vacation benefits, everything else. You aren't going to get that playing small stakes in Las Vegas. That ain't fucking going to happen. And I've gone over this before. All you have to do is go and hang out with somebody, a middle manager. I said middle manager. You go and hang out with a middle manager at Raytheon for a week, and then you go and hang out with somebody playing $2, $3 blinds at the fucking South Point Casino for a week, and you're going to see that those are two different lifestyles. Those lifestyles aren't even fucking close. They're not on the same planet. You're far, 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 far better off being in a cubicle at Raytheon or in a cubicle at Deloitte and Touche or in a cubicle at Morgan Stanley or something than you are being a mid-low grinder in Las Vegas. They fucking live hand to mouth. Hand to fucking mouth. Some of these dudes do vlogs, and you can go see these fucking vlogs of these guys and see how they fucking live. These guys who play mid-low stakes in Las Vegas, they live fucking hand to mouth. And here's the thing to remember. They are attempting to make their lives look good. They are attempting to make themselves look good. And that's how fucking horrible it is. They're living fucking hand to mouth. You go out, you go with a guy who fucking works a middle manager cubicle job at fucking Bear Stearns. I think they're bankrupt. I don't fucking know. Where do people work? At Citigroup. You go hang out with somebody who works a middle manager fucking job at Citigroup. They are living so much fucking better than a mid-low stakes grinder of poker. It's not even on the same fucking planet. All right. Dude, you just hung up on me. Sorry, I didn't mean to hang up on you. I did not hang up on you. I guarantee you I just put you on hold. I did not hang up on you. Call back. The act was to Brandon. Ooh, okay. I just need a bigger fucking computer. Okay, we got a caller. This is why I like callers, because I don't have to read. 310, you're on Pokersesh.
Hey, what's up, Lyman? It's your video editor, Kevin.
Oh, it's Kevin. Hey, Kevin, I'm going to also bring Anonymous into this chat, and I won't hang up on you, don't worry. Anonymous, you're on with myself and my overpaid video editor, Kevin Clarkson. What's up, Anonymous?
What's up, Kevin? What's up, Lyman? Listen, I know you talk a lot about game selection, and I can't agree with you more on that. Now,
with that seat selection at the table. You seem like you're not one to want to move from chair to chair because spot opens up next to the fish. Exactly right. Because it's bad for the game to be bum hunting like that, or
yeah,
I've heard you say in the past.
I mean, here's the thing. Sometimes changing seats is very important.
Right, I agree.
And it's especially important when you're in a higher stakes game and you're in a great game and there's one more world-class type player in the game, like a real winner, like not an old man coffee grinder, break-even type guy, a real winner, a guy that's going to put fucking pressure on you. It's very, very, very important to get to that guy's left. Now, so you can just change seats. It's fucking immediately to that person's left. Because who gives a fuck about that guy? Fuck that guy. You don't give a fuck what he thinks, right? He knows the deal, right? So if there's a world-class type player, if I'm playing a bigger game where there's you're not going to find a tough player at 5'5". You will start finding tough players at 5'10", and you will start finding world-class type tough players at 10-20. So like if I'm in a 10-20 game and I don't want to say people's names because I don't want to give them a big head, but if I'm playing the private game at Commerce, let's say, and one of the really tough players who's part of the really tough player crew is at a
Kenny Tran.
Yeah, Kenny Tran. Fine, Kenny Tran. If a seat opens to his left, I'm just immediately take it. There's no pride there. I want to be on his fucking left. I don't want him fucking 3-betting me. I don't want to have to play fucking hands out of position against him. I want to be doing that to him, But to change seats, to beat up on a fish or ISO a fish, that is unacceptable behavior. Absolutely unacceptable behavior. Because
unacceptable. That's wrong.
That is unacceptable behavior because these people understand what you're doing. They are bad at poker, but they're not morons. And they understand that they don't like just being pounded on and ISO'd over and over and over, and it will cause them to quit the game. Now, if you're from fucking buttfuck Slovakia, and you're going back to buttfuck Slovakia when your stupid fucking work visa or vacation visa expires, of course you're going to go and ISO these people and make the games horrible. But if you're a reg who lives in that town and knows these people and has a beer with these people, you should never do that to these people, okay? You should have respect for them and respect for the game. Not only that, if they are actually a fish, you will make just as much money out of position as in position. Because a lot of times, depending on the type of fish they are, it's far better off to be to their right than to be to their left. Some fish you absolutely want to be to their right. The Mississippi straddle fish, the raising too much type fish, the lagtard, am I allowed to say that without getting canceled? Lagtard fish. You want to be to these people's right and not their left. You get to run all of their stupid plays through the entire field and then trap. So, but the nice guy, the limp guy, you don't need to fucking get to that guy's left and ISO him to make more money. Getting to that guy's left and ISOing him is just going to make him not want to come to the casino anymore. So, but a professional poker player, fucking Kenny Tran, fuck yeah! Jump right on his fucking left thigh. Spread your butt cheeks right on his fucking left thigh and never leave. Beat the shit out of him. Don't let him get away with anything. Don't let him breathe. He doesn't give a fuck. He knows the game. And at some point, if you're really good at what you do, he'll fucking swallow his pride and move to your left. So that's when you know when in the old game of checkers, king me, jump, king me, jump, king me. When the professional poker players start jumping over you, you know you're kinging them. You know that they're tired of you. They're tired of you being on their left. But most professional poker players won't jump you. They won't do that. They have too much pride. because jumping you is sort of like saying I can't handle you. But I don't mind it at all. If I got 7 fish, 1 pro, and me at the table, I'm going fucking to that guy's left. I don't give a fuck. I'll put on a pink skirt and move to his left. Because the amount of money I'm going to make by being to his left and not having him constantly fucking pushing me out of pots and causing trouble and having him worry about me pushing him out of pots and getting to play with all these fucking fishy players is going to be worth so much fucking money. I don't give a fucking shit. I'll put on a fucking skirt and jump right to his left. I will fucking, as I'm moving to his left, I will whisper in his ear, "You're a better poker player than me." I don't give a fuck. I'm there for the money. All right?
So I guess a follow-up question, you kind of mentioned a little bit too, the Mississippi Straddle guys, because main reason I'm asking this is I ran into something today that I haven't seen in a while. Is we got a guy that was playing who was straddling every single hand. They let you straddle from wherever you want as long as you're on the blinds.
Right.
And he was to my immediate left. And after a round or so of seeing this every time, I even said it out loud. I said, I got the best seat. I got position. I got the button every hand.
Yeah, you did.
You got the best seat in the house, kid.
Yeah, you did.
So
you did literally everything right except say it out loud.
Well, I couldn't help myself. I was like, "Please."
No. When you have a lag tard, am I going to get canceled for that, Kevin?
No.
When you have a lag tard, you just get to run the field through all their stupidity. Every fucking time you have a hand, you just limp it to the lag tard. The lag tard does something stupid, which is what they love to do, and then they run the whole field through their stupidity. And what ends up happening is other people were setting up the lag tard, and the lag tard sets those people up for you. So yes, position is relative. I guess that's what Einstein would say, I think. Position is relative.
I don't know if this is a common thing, but the casino I play at, they let you straddle anywhere but the blinds. And you can straddle under the gun, you can straddle mid-position, the button, anything but the blinds. So, I mean...
That's a normal thing in a very good game. In a very good game, that's a normal thing. In a bad game, that never happens. But in a very good game, that's a normal thing.
Yeah, so this casino I'd be frequent in here and there, they let you do that. And, I mean... If the guy's literally straddling every hand, I didn't move to that spot on purpose. He just happened to plop down on my left and straddle every single hand. But, I mean, would you ever consider doing that? Moving to the right of the guy that straddles every hand? Probably. Not a bad idea, I would think. I've never experienced it, though.
Moving to the right of the guy is generally no problem. That's fine. Because nobody's going to think that you're being a dick. Nobody thinks that you're a dick moving to the right of a guy. They don't understand that you've outfought them, that you're way fucking ahead of them. So, and a person who's a lagtard never thinks that somebody moving to the right of them is setting them up or being mean to them or treating them with disrespect. You can move, and you can even move to the right of a guy because if there's a lagtard at the table, usually that person likes to have a few cocktails. They like to have a good time. They like to fucking bet on the game. Usually, it makes perfect fucking sense to move to their right, to just talk to them about the game, to put down a little action, to fucking do some shots. So, no, there's a million ways that you can move around and not make it look like you're a fucking scumbag.
Speaking about the game, when you get people to throw a couple bucks on it, do you ever offer them a rebate to incentivize them? And if so, at what point is too much? Because, I mean, if you're giving them, let's say the gold standard is 20% every week you give somebody back, right? Like, people can abuse that on you if you're giving them that kind of a kickback.
Right.
Because you pretty much lose the edge if they're doing one a week, right?
No, I never. When I was theoretically a bookmaker, and I was betting the training coins at WPT. I had a lot of training coins, not real money, training coins. When I was in the training coins sports betting business, not even betting, sports prognostication business, when I was in the completely legal training coins sports prognostication business, I gave no one a deal ever. Here was my deal.
No deal, huh?
Here was my deal. Here's the deal I gave people. You can bet the game at minus 110. And if you bet 11 and you win, I'll pay you 10. That was the deal.
That's not a deal. That's standard.
No, that's not standard. And here's why. Here's why it's not standard. Because I always paid over decades. I always paid. And so everyone ended up with me. Because the one thing you have to know about bookies who give deals is the deals are good because the bookie has no fucking money. He's broke. And he's not going to pay you sooner or later.
Hypothetically, there's guys that make $1 million giving deals.
That's no. You go to Las Vegas, they're not giving you no fucking deals.
No, it happens.
It happens, but that's not the way it works. That's not the way it works in my world. In my world, you got the greatest deal in the history of the world when you bet with me, theoretically, with training coins. You got the greatest deal that humanity ever offered. You got to do something that was totally legal and have a 0% chance of getting scammed. It was the greatest deal that humanity had to offer, and that was it. That's all you got, and that's all it took. Because in my time of doing that, you know how many bookies I saw come and go? Countless I saw come and go. Guess who never came and never went? Me. I'm just always sitting there. You bet 11 to win 10. End of fucking story. End of story. And I just keep it simple, stupid, right? It's an acronym. KISS. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid.
I wish life was so simple.
If you're not a scumbag, life is simple. If you're a scumbag, life gets real complicated. I live by a code. I always treat others the way I want to be treated. And that is my code. And I've always lived by it. And I've done millions and millions and millions of dollars in bets in the casino, on poker, sports, you name it. Anything you can fucking name, I've bet on it. Not one person on Earth, on the planet Earth, could tell a bad story about me. They could say I'm an asshole. They could say I'm a jerk. They could say I'm rude. They could say I should be canceled. They could say I'm arrogant. They could say I'm a fucking genius, which would actually be true. They could say anything. They can say anything they want. But no one on earth could ever say that I wasn't there with the money in full and a smile on my fucking face. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters. If you live your gambling life with that code, you will never not have customers. You will always have customers, unlimited customers. Because they're in the gambling world, maybe 10%, 5% of people live by that code. And so because of that, as the other 95% come and go, everyone ends up with you. And they end up with the deal that you're going to give them, which is a fair deal. But it is what you say it is. It's not what anyone else says it is. All right?
There's a more fair deal out there.
Fuck that. There's not a more fair deal if you don't get paid. You're going to tilt the shit out of me now. This is what the people used to tell me. They used to come to me and say, oh, but Abe, this guy will give me this certain percentage back of my losses. Blah, blah, blah. I say, good luck. Good luck. Guess what? Then when the fucking guy went broke and they didn't get their last payment, they come fucking crawling back to me on their fucking hands and knees. I don't give a fuck. There's a thing called fool's gold. If it seems too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true. You're much better off dealing with the devil you know than the devil you don't know. If you've got a guy who lives by the code and has for decades and no one has a single fucking bad word to say about that guy, you're much better off dealing with that guy than you are dealing with some fly-by-night guy who says he's going to give you some sort of fucking money back. Never give fucking money back. Makes you look like a pussy. Makes you look weak.
No, it makes you look strong. Like
they never stop asking.
And they'll give you a kickback.
They never stop. Once you fucking give an inch, they're going to take a mile. They never start asking. Once you start a negotiation, it's always going to be a negotiation. They never stop asking.
There's no negotiation. It's a flat rate.
Don't fucking negotiate. Don't negotiate. Don't negotiate. Set a line and live by the line. Once you start a bunch of fucking negotiations, it's fucking endless. Endless fucking negotiations. Now, I get it for a super VIP. Super VIP. For a super VIP, obviously you go back to the golden rule. And the golden rule is the guy with the gold makes the rules. But this has to be a super VIP. The type of guy who will post the fucking money. If a guy will post the fucking money, giant amounts.
Let's just say hypothetically, everyone that posts, you offer them something back, all right? Whatever that something is. Say 20%.
It can't get too complicated. It can't get too complicated. I'm not going to offer anyone anything ever. Never. But if a super VIP wants to negotiate, you got to live by the golden rule. The guy losing the gold makes the rules. And sometimes you got to let him go. You have to say, sir, I have to let you go. And that is what it is. But guess what? They always come back. I fucking never lost a super VIP in my fucking life. Super VIP, I go fucking country club every fucking week with super VIP. They went to 5 fucking people between me and them. It always ends up back with the fucking guy you can trust. Trust is everything. Nothing else matters in the gambling world. Trust is everything because everybody is working on credit. Everybody's doing some fucking shifty ass fucking nonsense. Trust is fucking everything. So if you have trust, trust is valuable. And if you have that value, you don't have to give other things. Now, let me tell you something, Anonymous. I'm talking about a long time ago. I've been out of this game for a long time. The modern world might be different because you can go to DraftKings and FanDuel and MGM Bet.
Exactly.
But I don't give a fuck about the modern world. I'm not in it anymore. So I'm just telling you the way it was for me. I'm telling you that living by a code hasn't changed. But maybe the way you offer the bets change. Maybe just offer them all at minus 105. I don't fucking know. If you offer all the fucking bets at minus 105, you're going to get crushed. If you start giving people 20% back, on all their losses, you're going to get crushed. Guaranteed. You're going to get crushed.
That's a strong word.
You're going to get crushed. I'm telling you right now. Because yes, there will be super VIPs that you can handle that with. There will be a very small number of super VIPs that you can handle that with. But the majority of people, that isn't going to work. Because the majority of the people, once you give them a super sweetheart account, minus 105 with 20% back or some stupid shit like that, they aren't going to just bet on their account. People are going to weasel in and also bet on their account. Because these fucking weasels are going to know that they can beat that account. You're just going to attract a shit ton of weasels. You're going to be fucking knee deep in weasels. Because, if you walk to a casino and throw a rock, yeah, you're going to hit a fish, but that rock is going to bounce off and hit a guy that is going to fucking bet college totals at minus 105, 20% back lines and destroy you. Destroy you. So, it's easier just keeping it all simple. It's easier. It's about relationships. And this is the thing that might be different nowadays. Nowadays, because of FanDuel and online, it might not be about relationships anymore. But in my time, it was about relationships. It was all about relationships. And if you had a good relationship, the guy would just bet with you till the end of time. And he was, and he felt, it was a strange situation. You were friends in a very interesting gambler way. You were friends and you stayed friends. So I don't know. If it's not that way anymore, it's not that way. I can't help you.
Would you rather have 5% of $500,000 or 2% of $4 million?
I don't fucking know, dude. Listen to me. Listen to me. It's all it's like how many angels can dance on the head of a needle? I don't fucking know. Because it's all prognostication. It's all fucking prognostication. You don't know. You just don't know. I'd rather have 100% of the dollars that I understand and bet on. That's what I'd rather have. Even if and I don't need any more than it takes to live a happy life. And I'm not going to get greedy and chase shit that's going to make my life stressful. I'd rather have 5 fucking guys from the country club betting minus 110 lines than 20 fucking guys from the casino betting minus 105 lines. Because the 5 fucking guys from the country club are a dream. They're a fucking literal dream. They exist in my, I wake up in a puddle if I dream about them. I wake up in a fucking puddle. And the 20 guys from the casino are a nightmare. They're a fucking nightmare. They're all fucking letting other people bet on their accounts, and they're fucking broke half the time. I'm chasing them around in the middle of the fucking night, and I have to meet them, and they give me fucking, they don't give me cash, they give me fucking a check, or they give me a fucking $5,000 chip from the fucking Borgata or the fucking Rio, and I'm never going to be able to fucking cash that fucking chip, and I have to pawn that shit off to some other motherfucker. I'd rather just fucking have the 5 fucking guys from the fucking country club. You know? No trouble. You got to think about your life, too. All right. Thank you, Anonymous. I got to talk to Kevin.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Great call. Great call. Call back anytime.
Anytime.
All right. All right. Kevin, what's going on?
What's up? Good. How are you, bro?
I'm good. How are you, bro?
Good, good. I got you like 35,000 views, mainly from actually Reddit.
Good.
On Pokersesh in a week. I feel like I've done a pretty good job.
I agree. You've done a fine job. But you're
Thanks, dude.
then why are you fucking busting my balls on Reddit? Fucking saying that like I'm doing this shit for you for free. Blah 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 blah.
Because because of all the things you said, you described, sometimes you're mean, Abe. You're a mean man.
I am not mean, Kevin.
You're like the poker Grinch, Abe.
Kevin, I am not mean.
There's a reason you're not allowed to celebrate Christmas, Abe.
That's not the reason. Kevin, I am not mean. Listen, no, you listen to me. No, I got to tell you something first. You listen.
I'm listening.
You can call up Dan Negrano, call up Phil Ivey, call up Doug Pogue, call up Federholes, call up any of these motherfuckers. You call these guys up and you say, "Hey, my name's Kevin. I want to run your TikTok videos for free. All you have to do is let me text you anytime I want." Guess how many of these people are going to let you do that? The answer's fucking zero, Kevin.
Zero.
Kevin, the answer's fucking zero. It's zero.
I said zero, asshole.
Zero.
I said zero, asshole. Calm down.
And then like let's say Federholes, because he's a fucking Euro dipshit, like gives you a tiny job interview, and he says like, okay, what experience do you have being a social media manager? What's your answer? Fucking none! You have none! Zero! You know nothing! You literally know nothing! And you
did social media for a fitness company.
No, you literally
California. I did.
No,
I did for like 3 months.
no, you know nothing. You know nothing.
Sweet.
Kevin, you
I
know
know something.
You know nothing. You
I know who's sweet.
You can't even post a fucking clip correctly. And then
that's the best it is so far. It's the best we got. That's the idiom. It's the best we got so far.
Yes. And guess what?
Social media manager for you ever. I'm the best. You know, like Better Call Saul says he's the best lawyer ever. I'm the best social media manager for you ever. You know why? Because I actually kind of like you a little bit too.
Okay, Kevin, I'm going to tell you something, and I don't want you to get a big head. You are the best social media manager I have ever had. But guess what? You're also the worst social media manager I've ever had. Because you're the only social media manager I've ever had. And
I got you on that joke. I beat you to the punch on that joke.
Okay, thank you. Okay, what do you? I told you that I would answer a real poker question for you as payment.
Sure. Okay, so I think that the LA casinos, if they updated their poker structure for their smaller stakes games, it would be better, and it would trickle actually into more recreational players playing the 5-5 in the bigger games too. So basically, the 2-3 games, the $100 minimum structure doesn't create that many winners. If they bump it up to $200 minimum, it would be a lot better for the game and for all the casinos. The $100 minimum in the 2-3 games at like Hustler and Gardens and Bike, it's too low. It's too small of a money amount.
No, but Kevin, making the games better has nothing to do with creating winners. Making the games better has to do with creating variance so that bad people can go on runs, okay? So I don't know much about these games other than they're massive rake traps. I don't know that I don't think that changing the buy-in structure is going to help at all. I don't think it's going to make any fucking difference. They're raking on a $2, $3 game, they're raking $8 a hand with the jackpot drop, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so they're raking.
It would.
They're raking almost 3 big blinds a hand. It's fucking.
But when it's 8 or 9 handed, multi-way makes up for that.
It doesn't make.
The problem is the short stack buy-in. The $100 minimum is the issue.
Kevin, I'm going to tell you something. Anything that helps you make money is bad for the game. I'm not saying that as a disparaging towards you. It's any professional. Anything that helps a professional.
That's not true.
It's absolutely true. Because you're no help to the casino. You're fucking no help. No one wants to play poker with you, Kevin.
I make friends with some of the recreationals.
No, you do not. You do not?
Yes, I do. You're stereotyping all young poker pros as Asperger poker pros.
That's you. No.
You make friends and... I'll give you an example. I get a cool fucking haircut, and people call me my haircut.
Kevin!
Learning shit. Yeah.
Kevin!
Yeah. You could get a haircut, too. You could copy my fucking haircut, too, Abe.
You don't have a cool haircut. You makes your head look...
I do. I have a Brazilian barber, and it's a very cool haircut.
Your hair, number one, your head looks like a fucking egg, number two. But that's fine. But here's the thing. I can go grab tape from no less than 2 weeks ago when you called into the show, and you said you had no friends. So how are you fucking making friends and have no friends?
I'm making friends now, actually. I'm actually going to a Friday night Shabbat, like a dinner thing with one of my poker pro friends that plays at the Bike, Sam.
Shabbat?
So I'm making friends.
That's not friends.
Yeah,
that's indoctrination. They're just trying to indoctrinate you. When you go to a church...
We're going to meet some girls.
You're not meeting fucking girls at church function. Fucking Shomer Shabbos. You're not fucking meeting...
Wear a suit. I'm going to wear a suit.
Oh, fuck. Well, listen.
I'm going to wear a suit.
I'm wishing you the best, by the way, but that's... Kevin, listen to me. You do not have friends at the casino. Most of the people at casino are at best annoyed by you. At worst, they're actively trying to get you thrown out of the casino. You've been thrown out of more casinos than any fucking human in existence.
No, that's probably not true.
Okay, who's been thrown out of more casinos than you?
I don't know.
You've been thrown out of a lot. You get thrown out of casinos all the fucking time.
No. I'm trying to be on my best behavior. I'm trying to not get thrown out.
So Kevin.
So I'm good, bro. What's up?
Kevin, I actually enjoy you. When I say these things, I'm not saying them to be mean. You act like I'm saying it's tough love. It's tough love. I'm explaining to you.
Okay.
I'm explaining to you the way it is. Okay. But don't get horny about it. Don't get horny about it. Now listen to me. Okay, what's up? No one at the casino wants to play with you. Things that make you be able to make more money and play longer are not good for the casino. You are not somebody who could go sit at an empty table and have other people come to that table and sit with you. Ever.
People give me fist bumps all the time.
Fist bumps?
They feel like talking to me. I'm a young Caucasian male. I'm handsome. There's a lot of overweight businessmen that like talking to me. They want to learn about diet. There's a lot of people that call my haircut. I'm influential in other ways. I'm not a joker like you. Okay. Yeah, I think, you know what? I think Mickey Palmer said it best. You're a clown, gang. You're a clown.
Okay.
You're one of those joker poker pros. Okay. I'm one of those sleek, cool poker pros with a cool haircut.
Kevin, by what definition are you a poker pro? You play $2, $3. You have no fucking bank.
I'm playing 5-5 now. I'm playing 5-5
now. You short stack. You have no fucking bankroll, and you live at your parents' house. By what fucking definition are you a poker pro?
I pay for shit with poker. I made $1,000.
No.
Playing poker.
No, you don't pay. No, you do not. No.
Check my Instagram. What are you talking about?
No, you do not. You told me that you go to the store.
I made $1,000 last week playing cards. What are you talking about?
No, but I
posted pics on my Instagram.
No, but
I paid bills with that shit.
No,
I bought weed with that.
No, you told me that you go to the store and steal shit to eat. Is that still true?
I thought that's part of the poker pro job, is being a criminal.
No! Going to the fucking store to steal shit to eat is not part of the poker pro job.
Not spending money is saving money, right?
Okay.
That's what Sklansky said.
Okay.
Miller said,
Sklansky and Miller never said. Kevin, what was the last thing
you Miller said that for sure.
Okay. What was the last thing you stole? We got to go through this.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Sweet potatoes, red wine, dark chocolate, pieces, coffee, and prosciutto.
How you stole sweet potatoes, red wine, dark chocolate, and prosciutto.
Coffee, bananas, and chicken also.
From what store?
I mean,
they don't know you.
Whole Foods.
From Whole Foods. How the fuck did you get out of the store with that much fucking shit?
You bring a reusable bag, allegedly.
Okay, you bring your own reusable bag. What does the bag say on it?
Trader Joe's.
Okay, so you bring a Trader Joe's reusable bag.
Yeah, everybody does. Everybody does these days.
No.
You got to get with the times.
Everybody goes to Whole Foods and steals shit?
What? I like a banana.
You stole some other stuff. You stole a fucking banana? Okay, Kevin.
4 of them.
You stole 4 bananas. Okay. Listen to me. Nobody who brings a fucking Trader Joe's bag into the fucking Whole Foods and steals chocolate and bananas is a poker pro. Period. End of story.
Hey, man, not spending money is saving money.
Okay, how does this work? So you walk into the fucking Whole Foods, you got the bag. How do you decide what to steal?
Google Calendar. You write it down.
You have a calendar of things to steal.
Yeah, like a Google Calendar, on your iPhone.
And what you stole prosciutto?
2 of them.
What? That was your only protein?
No, I got chicken too.
What else?
Chicken. I got chicken too.
Why you steal? If you're gonna steal, why not steal prime steak?
Because their steak doesn't taste as good as the Trader Joe's steak.
Why don't you steal from Trader Joe's?
I think we should talk about that another time.
All right, Kevin. I agree with you. We'll talk about that another time. All right. You've probably been caught.
No losses.
Have you ever been caught?
No. I've had a few people chase me out of the store, but they're like young kids. They're not supposed to do that. So, it happened once at Trader Joe's and once at Vaughn's.
When they were chasing you out, were they complimenting your haircut?
No.
Kevin, this was a great call. Do you have another poker question? You said you had two.
So that was the first one about the structure. Let's see if I got a second one. I feel like, what are your thoughts on like casinos like creating informal players unions to consult for like structure decisions, game structure decisions, and like promos and things like that?
It's totally fucking stupid. It's moronic. I've been to like half a dozen of those player union meetings. They're the dumbest fucking things I've ever been to in my life, because the people who they invite are the people who play the most hours, and the people who play the most hours are the last fucking people who they should be talking to, because all those people are living hand to mouth. They're fucking greedy as fuck. They probably are robbing fucking Whole Foods, and every fucking thing they say is just to benefit them directly. It's never to benefit the game. It's never, they don't have, they're myopic. They're short-sighted because they live hand to mouth. What you want to invite is rich fucking fish. That's who you want to invite. The last person you should ever talk to is someone living hand to mouth, because the people living hand to mouth and the people getting chased by kids out of a fucking Trader Joe's are no one that any human should ever want to talk to about how games are structured.
Well, hey, here's the thing, actually. It's funny you say that, because I learned the term players union from Adam Johnson, our friend Adam Johnson, the PLO pro.
Yes.
And, if you just invite the poker pros, and then the poker pros tell you what they want in the casino to get the fish to stay, I think that's what's good for the game.
Adam Johnson is a very nice guy. He's a very smart guy. And he's the last person that anyone on earth should talk to about how to structure fucking games in a casino.
Oh my God, you're terrible, Abe. You
are
terrible.
How am I terrible?
Oh my God.
There's
Adam's a great guy. He's funny.
I said he was great.
Why do you think he's stupid? He makes good money playing PLO.
Exactly, and that's exactly why anyone making good money is not who you want to talk to. There's only two.
Yes, it is.
No, absolutely not. 0%. Yes. There's only two types of people that you should want to talk to about how to structure the casino. One is giant whales. That's number one. Number one is giant whales. Number two, slightly less than giant whales. Those are the only two people. And me. And you.
And me. Of course.
Did you hear my...
Look, Adam's prerogative is to keep the game going. So you want to hear his input on to keeping the game going.
No. If you're not getting a cut or rake, that's not your prerogative. Or as you would say, prerogative. Didn't you just say you had like a high IQ or something?
F you.
Okay.
What?
Who are you talking to? Are you talking to like a parrot? There's no girl there. Who are you talking to?
No, I'm talking to you. I said F you.
Okay. I thought you were talking to some...
Anyways, what were you saying?
Adam.
Nobody said.
I already said Adam is very smart, very funny. I consider him a friend, but nobody should talk to him about how the fuck you make a game better in a casino. You talk to fish, and you talk to people who have to run games. Did you hear earlier when I was talking about how to do the promotions?
Yeah. You make the juices wild.
Yes! That's why everyone on earth should be talking to me. No one knows more about this shit than me. I spent my whole fucking life doing this shit.
Only you. Yeah, of course. Only you, Abe.
Well, not only me.
You're the only one that can get pocket aces.
No, not only me, Kevin, but here, I'm going to say something that's going to upset you. I have a genius IQ. I have a genius IQ, Kevin.
Mensa?
I am a 25-year member of Mensa. I am a literal genius.
God.
Kevin, I am a...
Go on.
I am a literal genius. Not like, I'm a genius. No, I'm literally a genius by definition. That is why you should talk to me. And this is another reason why you're lucky to be my fucking social media manager.
Would a genius really going around screaming he's a genius?
Yes. And here's the reason why. If you walked up to LeBron James and said, hey, LeBron James, let's play some one-on-one basketball. LeBron James would say to you, are you fucking kidding me, you dipshit? A, your head looks like an egg. B, you're 5'10". C, your body is the fucking consistency of a veal. D, you can't even touch the rim. E, I'm gonna fucking just dunk it on your fucking face the whole fucking time, okay? Because
Okay.
and I am a intellectual LeBron James. I don't have to pretend that we're equal or that I can't do a 360 intellectual dunk. I don't have to pretend that I can't hit intellectual shots from the half court line over and over. I don't have to pretend that I can't touch the top of the intellectual backboard, okay? These are all things that a literal genius can do, and a literal genius should be able to express.
How about you think that maybe you're fucking just a comedic genius? Not an intellectual one, but a comedic genius. Have you ever thought about that?
Why not both? Why not both? Bye, Kevin.
All right. Bye.
All right. So we had a great show tonight. I don't think we can do any better than that. Oh, Kevin, if you're still listening, there's going to be so many good fucking clips from this fucking show. Don't fuck them up, please. So this is the time of the night when we play some more public domain music and have a little bit more fun with the old public domain. Coming to you live from the public domain, it's Pokersesh with Limon Poker. Every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Phone lines open, no screener. And maybe you could become my next social media manager. But until next week, bye-bye.